take it. And the cup is more than half full now. If you love him, you need to be right. So give her your love and the cup will full. Your sky could never gray. Doubt can wipe a smile away. Sun, it shines up above. From out the darkness comes your love. Into the world it brings some light.
In the Grecian times, they used to have depression gardens where they'd have weeping willows and things where people would go and hang out when they were depressed and let themselves go there and cleanse themselves. I think now people are in bed for a day and people are freaking out. I think sometimes you need to go to bed and cry and release it, as long as it doesn't get to that chronic level where you can't get out of bed, you know. But I've had days of it, but I think depression is also there for a reason. I think depression is to get you to slow down and go to bed if you have to and cry if you have to.
I am a breast cancer survivor, a blood cancer survivor.
I'm Dr. Holly Lucille, a naturopathic doctor.
I am a mom of a teenager, basset hound owner, military wife.
My name is Dr. Deanna Atai, and I'm a breast surgeon.
I am a cancer survivor who is looking for answers just like you.
I'm Debu Tripathi. I'm a medical oncologist.
What works, what doesn't? Welcome to Thrive with Namrata. Olivia Newton-John, my sweet, sweet, sweet Livy, truly means to me what a thriver does and is and should be. She is, if I made a show called Ultimate Thriver, Olivia would be the ultimate thriver. And here what we just watched is Olivia talking about anxiety and depression and the weeping willows and how we were allowed to be sad. And now the world just goes, okay, well, your time for being sad is over, so let's get up and go. And I think it's in keeping with your acceptance of death that we talked about in another episode or will be talking about. I think it's accepting and understanding the negatives that we perceive as negatives anyway, being a part of life, as are the successes and the career promotions and all that fun stuff. So what I want to know from you guys is, this is a very important one. A lot of people think anxiety and stress cause cancer and then cause a recurrence. Now, from a clinical standpoint, Debu, I want to know, in your experience, women that have had or men that have had a positive outlook and not been as depressed or anxious, not studies, just your practice, do you think they had better survival?
I'm not sure that I can say, based on my experience in my practice, that one's outlook influences recurrence or survival. But as I've said before, I do think it influences the quality of their life, and so for those reasons, we do need to be attentive to that. Now, everybody's entitled to have a bad day or to be down in the dumps. It's natural. You have your ups and downs. In fact, you can't even appreciate your ups if you never have your downs. So that is natural. You just don't want to be stuck in the down position to the point that it's interfering with your ability to form networks, to be compliant with your medical treatment plan. These can obviously be destructive, so we have to intervene or at least let the patient ask for help or provide avenues for the patient when that's coming up. But I think it's premature to say that survival is necessarily linked to one's outlook.
I think it's important also in the patients that are going through some depressive periods or just feeling in general sad or anxious to let them know that that's normal. And one of the things I hear a lot from my patients is about the pressure to be positive, the pressure of a positive attitude. And if you've just been diagnosed and you're dealing with all of the things your doctor has told you, your life has just been turned upside down, you may not see the positive right then and there, and yet their friends and their family are expecting them to put on a smiley face and go out into the world. It's okay to wallow in it a little bit, but as you said, when it becomes an interference with your life, then that's maybe when an intervention is needed. But I think patients need to realize that don't necessarily give in to that pressure to be positive all the time. But if you do find you're not able to function normally, then definitely seek help.
And I think what I see a lot too, especially in a situation like this, is that, it's not anybody's feelings that are going to hurt them, it's what they do to try to get away from them that usually ends up causing more harm, bad habits, turning to alcohol. Other things are going to be destructive during a treatment or a healing phase. And I also think really supporting that person, meeting them where they are, being empathetic, and encouraging them to have what I call anxiety tolerance, so that they know that this is a feeling, that it's so normal, and really supporting them exactly where they're at.
Yeah, and I actually remember one day I got a phone call from a survivor. She was crying, a friend of mine. And I said, what's wrong? And she said, I'm really stressed out. And I said, it's normal. She goes, no, you don't understand. I am stressed out about being stressed out. I don't want to be stressed out, and it's stressing me out that I am. So I think exactly what you said. My takeaway from this episode is don't force yourself to de-stress, but try to de-stress. But at the end of the day, embrace your feelings. Don't wallow in it. The deeper the well, the harder it is for you to climb back out. Do what you can. And you know what? Whatever tools you have to use, pharmaceutical, medical, meditation, whatever that is, take care of yourself, but don't be too hard on yourself. And we will see you next week.